Welcome, travelers. I'm Josh.
And I'm Lee Wanika. And this is Tabletop Journeys, where we will be your not-so-humble guides on the quest for RPG adventures.
We will just run into these statues. Let's go downstairs, guys.
Yeah.
All right. As you descend, it gets very, very dark. The stairs are about 10 feet wide. They are fairly steep, but not unwieldy so. And it gets dark by the time you're about 20 or 30 feet below, and it still continues to descend. If you are not of a dark vision species, you have just lost your ability to see.
Yeah, I can't see anything, guys.
I can't see anything.
Yep.
I can't see.
You want to light a
I'm
torch?
just kidding. I can see.
Yeah. You've got a lamp, right, Alan?
I'll pull out a torch and strike it.
Wait, hold on. Don't wait. Let's not be hasty with the fire. And I continue to go down.
But the picture said, okay, fine.
Stealthily.
Please roll.
A 12.
Okay.
I have dark vision for 60 feet. Right. And so do I see anything at least 60 feet in front of me?
If you see 60 feet, you should run. That's 30 something.
At least 30 people. Yeah.
At least.
Yep.
Unless two of them are peg legged.
Or like
right. I was going to say any number of them could have only one leg, so we know for sure it's somewhere between 30 and 60 people.
Yeah.
7.5 giant spiders.
15 horses.
Or centaurs.
Angry duck.
Basically about 30 feet underneath you, where you see the stairs open up. And
the stairs have opened up.
And there is basically a secondary temple below.
Oh.
There is no light in this area at all. But there are large, like, squared pillars, two to your north, to the north, and two to the south, in front of you, and then there's more beyond that.
So I double back, let everyone know what I see. All right, so now what?
It's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
We keep going forward, right?
Well, yeah, can we light the torches first, though?
Yeah, I think we need to see now.
Torch.
All right. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and you see the area, like I said, open up. Ahead of you, there is a large statue mirroring the depiction that was on that very first altar. It has a brazier in front of it, and there are a number of divots. Give me 1 second, and I will give that specific description.
You guys, should we light this brazier then?
Sure.
I mean, we saw a mural and a fresco depicting a statue with the brazier.
Yeah, and then one was not lit, and then it was. So I think we light it, right?
Yeah, we passed the ones that weren't lit, and now we probably come to the ones that are.
Everybody's intelligence is enough that I will give you this bit. There were 3 braziers depicted.
Right.
One in the center, one to the north, one to the south. They had 2 torches. They were walking towards these braziers. That's the mural. You saw in the that there were only 2, one to the north, one to the south, that were lit down below.
Yeah, so the one to the east was not lit.
North and
Okay,
south were
so-
lit. The central one was not.
Oh, the central one was not. Okay.
There was no central one in the frescoes that were basically altar tops.
So it takes 2 to make a thing go right.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 2 to make it out of sight.
Yep. Come on, baby, light my fire, but not the middle one.
So do we need a double back and go down
Go
those?
left and right down those hallways. I mean, we could.
Oh.
When you enter this area, this is huge. This basically is the same footprint as upstairs, but down and forward. So there's a ton of area here, and none of this is destroyed. This is all dusty, but untouched.
Are there any other doors that we can see?
No doors that you can see. But there are stone slabs or stone boxes in front of that central statue.
I mean, is there anything in here that looks like the vault that we're looking for?
You haven't gotten far enough to see it. We're talking. We're talking like
it's a big
hundreds and hundreds of feet. There are pillars everywhere.
Yeah,
you basically can't even see the entire room you're in from where you're standing.
We're in Moria. You got it. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's walk forward, I guess, and see if we can find more.
Yes.
Yep.
We're walking.
We're stopping.
And you can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sarcophagi. And that's when you realize these look like the altars upstairs, except they have no frescoes on them. So it looks like those altars were actually sarcophagi that are here. One of them has the top removed.
Spring break.
Are there any sarcophagus?
Tops off.
Any sarcophagals?
Yeah. Hot mummy summer. Oh.
So there's 5 of them.
Rated S for sophomoric.
4 of us, 5 of them. This sounds like a party.
Hey, good time.
Hey-o. So you have your big statue right in front. This particular one is in armor. Looks like the central statue from the fresco. In its outstretched hands is a brazier, which has a little bit of fuel oil in it.
Okay, but the central one in the fresco above wasn't lit.
Was not lit, so I don't think we like this one.
Unless it's reverse psychology, and they knew we would look at those and then do the wrong thing. You just said it would be really dumb to put the map on the wall, but now we're assuming that the map on the wall is telling us what to do down here.
You're blowing my mind
it's
right
not
now.
a map, it's instructions, but...
Instructions, right.
You also noticed the thing that was destroyed on the fresco. You can see there's a divot in front of the statue where one of these things would fit. One of these round things, but you don't see any of the round things.
And the other sarcophagi, what do they look like?
They look like straightforward sarcophagus, each one. There is writing on them. It seems to be in the common tongue, and they hold the name Dutton. This appears to be a large family crypt and sacristy of sorts, a large sacristy. But this seems to be in the statue, now that you're reading the names there, seems to be of the Dutton family founder. Basically, this is the resting place of the noble family.
The noble that hired us, was he a Dutton?
He was. He was Lord Dutton.
Lord Dutton.
The sarcophagus with the lid removed, is it empty?
Would you care to walk over and take a look in?
Yeah.
As you look in, you see that it is empty. But you also see claw marks.
On the inside?
Mm,
As opposed to the
no.
outside?
The actual claw marks are on the outside. Would you care to make an investigation check so you can glean some more information?
I would. Let's see if I've burned all my natural 20s.
I'm hoping.
That's an 11.
Yeah, so it's pretty obvious that while there are claw marks on the outside, they are in position as though something gripped the outside as they were lifting themselves up from the inside.
Yep.
Well, that's not concerning at all.
Yep.
The fact that something
not even a little bit
that was entombed is no longer entombed, and
Clearly an accident. Somebody got buried.
oh yeah, I mean that happens all the time.
I mean, it happens all the
it
time.
happens all the time.
You know,
It's happened to me twice, to be honest.
that does not surprise me at all, Allie. Actually,
It's never happened. This doesn't happen at all. This rarely happens. I actually have never even heard a story of this happening.
Usually when it happens, it's an undead thing.
Yes.
So maybe our horde theory was not that far off.
So I appreciate you hoping for the best, but I think we need to prepare for the worst. That we're going to have to fight something that died but didn't want to stay dead.
Yeah.
I will also note that there is a lot of metal. Like there's like gilded,
And look at all this metal.
Like there's iron and steel. Like basically every stone surface here will have like strips of metal inlaid within it, like all throughout the area.
So lots of metal bands all over the place.
Yep.
Iron Maiden patches, Black Sabbath patches.
Yeah.
Hey, they've got tools. Sweet.
Yep.
Skid Row.
Nice. A lot of the bands are in perfect circles.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
There's a deep purple sort of hue to all this.
Yeah.
That's my highway star right there. All right, so yeah,
So are we moving on then?
Yeah, so this is the opening area. There's areas beyond that if you'd like to continue forth, or you can check further north where your torch doesn't go, and further south where your torch doesn't go.
Let's go north. That worked for us last time.
I'll follow him.
Yeah, we'll take a lap around the room.
All right, so going north, you can see there are smaller statues, don't look like the frescoes, and there is a raised kind of bed that has a whole bunch of bones on it.
Ooh, I will look at the bones. Look at the bones.
They are bones. They are covered in cobwebs and such like that.
Okay, so nothing that looks like Scooby-Doo, slightly discolored as if it had moved recently?
No.
Okay.
No. All right.
To the
Where's
south
your
then?
next?
Yeah, let's keep going.
It is basically a mirror of what is up north. Same thing. These bones look disturbed, but not necessarily recently.
Yep.
Disturbed bones.
Well, that's disconcerting for sure, but nothing definitive yet. So I say we keep moving to the east.
Yep.
Okay. As you get into the central area, there are 4 sarcophagi, including one that has a whole series of special markings on it. And this particular area, they are arranged pointing north to south, kind of at the east and west, and then they're pointing east and west at the north and south. So you kind of like they're boxing in the area, and that is surrounded by pillars. So you can kind of weave through the pillars and get to that area, and it's kind of just there. The sarcophagi do not look disturbed, but there is the one that looks like it is somehow special. And you will notice that there are no metal bands on this one, and it looks like somebody has scraped and torn them away.
I mean, you said that it doesn't look. That it looks like it's been disturbed. So I mean, for sure, nothing metal down in this area of it. That's
Correct.
yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Huh.
What's
Note to
Yeah,
self:
what's
Josh has disadvantage on initiative.
what's inscribed on the special sarcophagus?
yeah.
It is again the Dutton family crest, and it looks like it was a famous member of the family. It's hard to see because of the damage done when it was pulled away, but it does look as though something about royal proclamation. Perhaps they were given some special award or favor from an ancient king or something.
So the Duttons are lords, but at least one of them formerly was a prince.
More like they were recognized by the monarchy. So they are a noble family, a noble house, and one of those was favored by that noble house. Maybe they were at court. Who knows? It's kind of not a lot here to say, but clearly this was an honored member of the family.
One of them had their OBE. Yeah. So, all right, and you said that the four sarcophagi kind of make a square, and there are like pillars at the corners of the square.
Yep.
Is there anything interesting about what's in between the sarcophagi, like that the void area in the middle?
No, not really. Nothing too spectacular other than in this particular area. As you're looking around with your torchlight, you can tell there's a large alcove to the north and a large one to the south, and there seems to be something within each of those.
All right, go to the north.
Yeah, let's do it.
And you see the other statue. It has a brazier as well that it's holding in its outstretched arms. It has one of those divots for the round device that you have noticed. And there are two sarcophagi in this area. One of them has similar markings to the other.
Is there at any point
Should we light this one then? Sorry, go ahead.
have we seen any sort of round device that might fit into these braziers?
Not yet.
Okay. You want to go ahead and light it up?
Yeah, I'll reach up and be like, "Oh, I'm too short. Somebody else."
I'll just lift him up by the scruff.
I didn't. That's not what I asked for.
By the nape of
Okay,
his
all
neck.
right, and it's lit. Okay.
The brazier lights, and what you notice is several smaller, like for illumination braziers, none in front of the big statues, light throughout the lower level automatically.
Ooh.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
So
Well, maybe
there's
there's
now-
another one to the south.
That's what I think.
Let's go look.
You get to the
I'll
south.
trot over to the south side of the room with the alcove.
Yep. And there's another statue, mirrors that one. It looks like the other ones. It has a brazier. It has a divot. And there are two sarcophagi in here. No, none of the special markings on these here.
Well, I'm still gonna light it.
Okay.
Yep.
That lights up, and several of those illumination braziers light up down here as well. So at this point, there's still some heavy shadows in areas, but the whole lower level is now effectively lit.
All right.
So I'm starting to think, do we need to open some of these specially marked sarcophagi to find the metal thingies inside? Or do we think these are hidden or taken somewhere exterior?
What do we think the metal thingies are or do? Like, could we, I don't know, some sort of like some sort of like investigation of some sort to try to figure out like what is it that we're looking for and what their focus is.
So, Mike, if you would give me an Arcana check, since you thought to look at it from a magical perspective.
Well, I do have a +7 in that, so that's a 15.
All right. The good news is it looks like it is a sigil of some kind. So it is magical, not as a wording, more of a naming. So it seems as though that those are the sarcophagi of spellcasters.
Hey, like us.
Yeah.
Hey, whoa.
Hey.
Yeah, they needed the 4 to open the door, right?
Ah. That's right. They needed 4 spellcasters to open the door to the vault. So would we need the sigil things? But they're all gone.
I mean,
they've all been taken.
Right.
Yeah, so the one to the north was not taken.
Okay.
And the sigil's still there. It's just the metal piping that kind of made it look cool was peeled up. It's basically like somebody came in and stole copper pipes, is what it looks like.
Ah, meth addicts.
Okay.
I've seen this before.
But the top one was not disturbed. The one in that central area was. And you didn't even see the cover for the sarcophagus in the central area that was removed.
Do you think maybe whatever we need to put into the metal objects or whatever, they might be, I don't know, they might be buried with the wizards, with the spellcasters?
With the lighting of the area, you can tell that there's still more to the east, including a large, fine rug that has that remains. There are bench seating at the base of that rug, and that goes up the stairs to a central altar. And there is lighting behind that as well.
So before we start opening sarcophagi, let's explore further.
You always want to go do something else before we disturb the dead, I swear.
Correct.
No fun.
As you enter the stairs, you kind of hear something behind you.
I kind of heard something behind me.
Hey, me too.
Well,
wait, I'm behind you.
Is that
Do you hear me?
I might have just heard you. Who's behind you?
I think I would turn around and try to perceive what it is that's behind me.
Excellent.
With a 21 to do so.
You see that snake.
Ooh, sleepy little snake.
Okay. And last time when I perceived this snake, remember that when I identified it, I rolled a natural 20 to identify the snake and learn some things about it. Do I feel like it's like stalking us, like to hunt us?
Like, how big of a snake are we talking here?
Big enough to eat an owlbear, Junior.
Baby owlbear.
Baby owlbear.
Well, I described it as a baby owlbear. We're talking about like handheld size. If that was a baby owlbear, it was like just out of its egg, baby owlbear.
Right. So this snake's not going to eat me. I mean, maybe silly, but not me.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying I want it to do that. I'm just saying could potentially.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past the mongoose spiderweb snake to eat anything, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, is that the feeling that I get from this thing, that it's like the owlbear was a nice appetizer and now it's looking for some grub?
Maybe it associates us with owlbear babies and it's just thinking there'll be more around us.
Insight?
Sure. It's a 17.
It is definitely stalking something. And at this moment, you see it lunge under one of the benches that you're near. And it has snatched another one of those baby owlbears, which also squeals. And as it recoils into the shadows, pulling it back and begins to digest its meal.
It's 2 baby owlbears we could have had.
This thing is not like, or loves baby, I don't know, depending on how you look at it.
Baby owlbears, yeah.
Hates or loves them.
We're going to have a real mad mama owlbear here soon.
Not what we didn't do anything. I didn't eat none of its babies.
I don't think the owlbear is going to care that we didn't do nothing.
Just once we explain the situation, what happened, I'm sure the owlbear will see our way of things.
Notoriously rational, logical, and easy to explain to owlbears. Correct.
Yeah. I don't know what you've heard. That's all I've heard about owlbears.
Yeah, that's
very pragmatic creatures.
Very pragmatic species, yeah.
All right.
The philosophers of the forest, they call them.
All right. I'm keeping an eye out because look, owlbears aren't super stealthy, but I still don't want to get snuck up on by one. So,
Okay.
but let's continue moving to the east. Like let's keep doing the thing.
So the altar is about the easternmost thing you can see. Once you get up to the altar, there's like a fine red cloth. There's a small cup, a small mortar and pestle, and there's like a small unsecured scroll. Like it's kind of rolled up on the edges, but there's a small scroll there, and there are canopic jars that line the walls of the oval at this altar area, and then 2 braziers that light this entire area very well. There's a closed door, the first door you've seen in this entire complex, to the north, and there's a second door to the south.
As far as we know, that this area has been undisturbed for a year or 2 at this point, right? Other than the bad guys.
You were told that they don't know what to expect here because nobody that they have communication with has been here since they evacuated. So it has either been untouched for 2 years or bad guys have been all over this place for the past 2 years. You are the first people that anybody in Bridgedwell knows of that has successfully gotten this far.
All right.
I want to check out the scroll.
Yeah.
Okay. The scroll has basically words of a prayer. It's basically a prayer scroll. Not like magic or anything like that, but definitely has words to a specific prayer to the ancestors, for life and prosperity, for future generations. And there is also some oil here. And then there is, and there's a small key.
Ooh. It's a silly size key. I'll give it to silly.
Ooh, keys. I like keys. Shiny.
And there's a door to the north and a door to the south.
Let's check out the doors.
Yep.
Which one first?
North.
When you get to the door, it is closed. What would you like to do?
Is it locked?
Do you open it?
Too late now. Yes. They gave me the key.
Yes.
I feel like he's about to be curious.
It was locked, and the door does open. This is not DCC. This is not a funnel. You're okay. If we were playing rogues, you might have to worry, but you're good. The door opens, and this is a vault that just has a single sarcophagus, and it does have the top of it has a shield of brilliant shining metal, or at least it's a stone sarcophagus top, but the shield itself seems to the stone that would make up this shield seems to be metal. But it seems to also
so it's like a metal shield inset into the stone lid. Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
And it obviously it's a warrior of some renown.
Yeah. Any small round things that we can see anywhere?
No, but you do see that there is a small plaque on the wall.
I'll go read the plaque.
3 lights must burn to show the way, yet only one may lead astray. Choose with wisdom, light with care, lest the past consume thine air.
That sounds like gibberish.
Okay, so there were 3 statues with braziers downstairs here on this level, and 1 upstairs, right? Is that the...
Correct.
Okay. And the fresco showed 3 things lit, but not it was the one on the left and the one on the right, but not the one in the middle, and the fresco was lit.
Correct.
Okay, so that tells me that downstairs here, we don't want to light the one in the middle. We probably want to light the one back upstairs.
Let me make sure I understood you correct. You
Like the
correctly
2 on the
deduced-
side down here.
Yeah.
Right.
And you keep saying left and right. I'm going to use directions because it's just easier for the sake. There's upstairs, there's frescoes on altars. 1 central, 1 north, 1 south. The braziers are lit on the north and the south, not the central.
Right.
Downstairs, you have found all 3 statues that mirror the frescoes.
Yes.
You have already lit the one to the north and the south.
Right. Okay, I thought that there was also another statue.
But there's not an
upstairs.
actual brazier upstairs, right? It's
Correct.
just the frescoes.
Okay.
Those are
Gotcha.
frescoes depicting braziers.
Okay. But the poem said, okay.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And each of the frescoes also depict that round object in front of all 3 statues.
So we've got the lights correct, but we're missing the ornamentation. Possibly even some sort of like mirror effect, light bending apparatus.
Well, but the poem says that 3 things should be lit. Right? What's the plaque say again?
3 lights must burn to show the way, yet only one may lead astray. Choose with wisdom, light with care, lest the past consume thine air.
Right. So if we light the wrong one, we're going to get choked out. Right? But there's a third one that we need to light.
Yeah.
To light the way.
Show me the way.
It says that the 3 lights have to lead the way, so we got to light the last one, the third one.
Right. Except that the light in the upstairs, the fresco for that statue was not lit. So is that the one that will lead us astray?
So what's the third thing that we light?
I don't know. I want to look around. Is there anything else that looks like another statue or another brazier? Like, are we missing anything that seems to like be a lighting thing, or is the statue in the center of the room the only other thing that we think we can light?
The only other thing that remains unlit that you think you can light is the one there. But what is important to note about what you've seen so far as you're pondering this is that you have not found those round objects.
Right.
So maybe if we put the round objects in the braziers that are lit, it will like coalesce the light to something we can't see.
Yep.
Or that will make a third source of light magically.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, I think we need to find those things before we
check the other door. Yeah, let's check the other door and see if the things that we need the circle things are in there.
Yeah, let's check the door to the south. Door.
It is
I'm already there unlocking it.
And it is a small office in pristine condition. This room has not been touched.
Well, let's rifle through all of the desk drawers, I guess.
Yep. Let's turn it over like we're the FBI.
Okay. Investigation checks, one and all.
I also want to keep an eye out for the danger noodle because I want to
natural
try to catch
20
one of these.
plus 10.
Okay.
So that's a 30.
It's 21 for me.
A 7.
Looking for danger noodles.
Okay. Perception check for Michael, looking for danger noodles.
Natural 20.
You see that it is leaving the area.
Oh. Okay. That makes me sad.
And Sergio, your roll is a 7. Is that what I heard?
That's correct.
I was really hoping you were going to say 17, but you did say 7. Excellent.
I rolled a 3.
Ooh. Hey, so what you are able to find is a small pouch in a secret drawer within the desk. And in that pouch are 3 pearls. One is purple, one is green, and one is blue.
Purple, green, and blue. Hey guys, I found some pearls. Are they about the size that might fit into the space?
Into the
Perfectly
divots.
size. Perfectly
Okay,
sized.
great.
Okay.
Were the statues colored in any way?
Were they color coordinated?
No.
Like Power Rangers.
However,
Were the frescoes, did they have the round things, were they colored? I feel like they were, but I don't remember well enough. My character has really high intelligence, though, so he would remember.
so please give me an insight. No, I'm sorry. Give me an Arcana check, Mike.
Okay. Not as good as a 30, but that is a 24.
As you're pondering all the things you've seen, one of the things that you've noticed is that the statues seem to represent different things. The one in the front seems to represent has iconography of wisdom. So the central one has iconography representing wisdom. The one to the north has iconography that represents nature's healing resilience, and the one to the south represents clarity of mind and spirit.
Can I
Okay, and then
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, the pearls, again, what were their colors?
Purple, green, and blue.
Okay. So green, probably nature.
Yep.
Purple, wisdom.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Blue,
go
clarity
blue,
of
probably
mind.
clarity. Yeah. That might be using a little bit of out of game information. That purple would be wisdom, though.
I mean, I'm just kind of guessing. Like blue seems clarity of mind to me for sure. So that leaves purple in wisdom.
How about like a religion check to go ahead and see if we know anything about this deity and colors that would be associated with her?
Certainly.
It's a modified 20.
Your selection was absolutely 100% correct.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the green was a gimme. I mean, I'm not going to give you props for that.
yeah. Then it's a 50-50. Yeah. It's like we're just playing 3-card Monty over here.
But aren't we always?
Isn't that life?
Yeah.
Just one cosmic game of 3-card Monty.
Yeah.
All right. So we know the pearls that go with everybody. Do we think that it matters which statue the pearls go in? Like,
Well, yeah, each statue kind of represents one of these ideals, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, yep.
So let's go put them into their respective spots. I'm really short, so you guys here.
I am going to cast
I'll hold
magic
the pearls.
or mage hand.
Yeah.
I assume,
I could do that too.
this pearl does not weigh more than 10 pounds.
Absolutely not. In fact, these are all pearls of power.
Power pearls.
As in the magic item that stores a spell.
Yeah.
And so cast mage hand. I take which one do you want to do first? Green, nature, purple. What was purple?
Wisdom.
Purple is wisdom.
And then the mind one, the blue mind.
So whichever one's in the middle will go last.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. You place the pearls. The lighting gets even brighter. The pearls don't go in the brazier, by the way. They go in a spot in front of the statue. When it's placed, the pearls actually light up as if activating something. It gets the two braziers get much brighter. No heat, but they basically fill more light. And at this point in time, you hear the sliding of a door in the northeast corner of the level.
Aha!
Our magic has turned the door into a jar.
Secret tunnel through the temple.
All right.
Secret tunnel.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Yep.
Well done, guys.
As you go into a larger sarcophagus room, you see
guys.
You see that a door has opened, and in that room is a large chest. And on top of that large chest is a box, roughly, I would say, the size of a keepsake box, something of that nature. That is ornate. It is made. It is all of its edges are inlaid with metals and gold. There seems to be almost like an alabaster colored wood to this small box, and the family crest is upon it.
So we think this is what we came for.
Let's mage hand it open and take a look.
Yep. Send my mage hand over to open up the little keepsake box.
And a voice says, "Blood of kings, soul of the damned." And it does not open.
Who said that? Which one of y'all said that?
Can we tell where the voice came from?
Silly,
Did we
was
hear
that
it like
you?
in our heads, or I didn't say that.
It echoed in the room. It doesn't appear to have come from anywhere, but it appears to have come from everywhere.
They said plug of the kings?
Blood of kings.
Oh, blood of the kings. Okay.
Try to open it again. I didn't hear it so good the first time.
Yeah. You touch it one more time. You
what
touch
was
it,
that?
don't
Hold
touch
on.
it. And then it's wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. Blood of kings. Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy.
I wasn't
Soul
paying
of the
attention.
damned.
Hold on. What was that? Blood of the kings, souls of the damned.
Yeah.
There was a crest or a sarcophagus that was more royal, right?
Correct.
Is that the one that was open?
Could we go get some blood from them?
They're dead.
I
They
mean, it's
want
a dead body,
blood.
so it probably doesn't have any blood.
Maybe there's like a blood bag inside of it, you know.
Could
I
be.
don't know what these people do with their dead. I'm not here to judge.
If I will say, if you think this is what you're here for, it is carryable. It's not heavy. You can take it with
Yeah,
you.
we just take the whole thing.
Just carry it. Yeah.
And my mage hand carry it.
Do we have like a bag of holding or something we can put it in? Because I don't want that thing talking to us for like the entire way home. Like that's going to be real hard. To
If one of you took a bag of holding as a magic item, then you would have it.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Well, just mage hand carry it out in front of us.
Yeah.
But you said there was a chest also, right?
That is correct.
Can we attempt to open the chest?
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Get an investigation. Go
afar?
ahead and see if there's any traps or anything on it first.
Yeah, I'll check out for traps.
Yeah.
Sure. Please roll.
Investigation?
Sure.
That's a 21.
No traps.
It
is
is not
locked.
trapped.
It is locked, however.
Does the key that I have open it?
Does not.
Damn.
Can you pick it?
Not me. I can blow it up.
I have sleight of hand.
You
In
may.
fact.
You might try to. You can try to pick it.
All right. Before I do that, I want to use another instance of augury. Is it a good idea for me to try to pick this lock?
Wheel.
Okay, then. then I will attempt to pick the lock, but I will focus on the universal divination and just give myself a 15 on the roll, which is a 20 total.
All right. You are successful in picking this lock, and in the chest there is a large amount of valuables.
Oh,
Are you taking the time to count them, or are you going to try to figure a way to carry this large chest, which is very heavy?
I
Anyone have floating desk?
do not.
No.
I don't have pants. We retconned that. So
Pantsless.
I am pantsless, but I am fairly strong and big. I might be able to just heft this thing over my shoulder and carry it out here.
A Goliath would be able to carry this, yeah.
Okay.
So you seal it back up and carry it?
Yeah, I mean, do we want to take the just, like go to the bottom, dig through it, see if there's anything specific inside of it? Are we in a big hurry?
We are down to about 3 hours to get back.
How long a walk was it to get here to the temple?
About an hour or so.
Okay, so I think we'd want to leave like now.
All right. Well, I want to raffle through it a little bit, like almost like is it just coins? Is there anything?
Please give me a investigation at disadvantage.
Disadvantage, huh?
Yep. You said real quick.
Yeah, that's true. I did.
He said so quick.
That is a 12.
Okay. Please roll a d6.
A d6. 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. You find a potion, a pair of potions.
A pair of potions. Are they labeled in any way, or will I need to investigate them further to know what they do?
They both have a green, viscous quality.
Kind of like the acid that's been all over the floor?
That was less viscous, but it is that color, yes.
Okay. I will note that.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I can recognize this?
Absolutely.
I'll help him.
Okay.
I have a +5 in Arcane.
So that's at advantage then?
That is correct.
24.
You recognize these as potions of acid resistance.
That's handy.
Yeah, that seems like that might be important later.
I don't know why they would lock these up since we got all this acid hanging around, but it's neither here nor there.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to go digging?
Sure. I'll dive in. Can I get?
I could just pour the whole chest
literally
out.
dive in.
Yeah. We'll Scrooge McDuck.
Scrooge McDuck into that. Yeah.
All right. Disadvantage rolls for Josh.
Why disadvantage? Wait, what?
You said real quick.
Rifling through.
Even at disadvantage, that's an 18.
Please roll a d6.
4.
You find 2 other potions. This is of a clear red liquid.
A clear red liquid?
Kool-Aid.
I don't know how to drink that one.
How about the Arcana check? How about a slow and careful Arcana check to go ahead and determine what they are?
In the interest of humor, you may roll this at advantage.
I like it. It's a 17.
You have 2 potions of greater healing.
Also sounds like they would come in handy.
And Mike, you wanted to go through?
Yeah, I'm Scrooge McDucking into that.
All right.
So is that just a regular roll for me then, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Regular roll because you're getting all up in it.
Yep.
Investigation?
Sure.
That is a 24.
Please roll 2d6.
Yeah. A 2 and a 4. Rolling lots of 4s on this random treasure table.
You find another pearl of power. It is not colored like the others. This is just a standard pearl of power.
Heck yeah.
And you find a spell book,
Ooh.
which has a hidden compartment containing an emerald worth 500 gold pieces.
Heck yeah.
Wow.
I got a spell book and nothing else.
And that's it. Just that.
Yeah.
Quick
Sleight of-
eyes darting around like
Sleight of hand, please.
yeah.
That's,
Sure.
looks like someone cut a gigantic hole out of the middle of it. Like they used to have people in there.
15.
Nobody's passive perception is greater than that, so
Yeah.
they do not notice the extras.
Cool book, man.
Yeah. Anything good in it?
Yeah, I mean, there's spells and stuff in it. It's going to take me, you know how writing spells is. It's going to take forever to
Yeah.
learn these, but
Excellent. And
All right.
Sergio?
I just give it a quick rifle.
All right. Disadvantage?
Advantage. That would be a 13.
1d6, please.
6.
You rolled a 6. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
Yep. You find a cloak that seems to carry darkness with it.
Oh, look at this cool cloak I found. I immediately put it on.
Where'd you go?
This cloak will provide you advantage on stealth checks in dim light and or darkness.
Sneaky, sneaky. I go around and like tap everyone on the opposite shoulder and then be on the other side.
Nice.
At this point, you hear wizards come out and play.
That sounds poor.
There are no wizards in here, just us chickens.
look, I've been ready to blow something up since we came in here.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
out and fighting that guy.
Yeah. I will. My short bow is to the ready, and I'm following Silly.
All right. When you get out there, there are various people spread out amongst the larger room. They basically are kind of blocking the egress from this level. Among them, there is a strange white-haired individual with red eyes. There are several cloaked individuals, and you hear, not from any of those speaking, "Thank you. We have waited quite some time for someone to open the vault. We're glad,
Yeah, no problem.
we're
He was
glad
over
it
there on the
was
table.
you.
Yeah, we're
Clearly,
glad it was us
you have
too.
Yeah. We got this chest full of cool stuff.
Look at this cool cloak. And I like kind of spin around.
Despite your false bravado, it does appear you have some skills. For this, we will give you a chance. Put down the heirloom Leave with what you have already pocketed, and you will remain unharmed.
How many of them are there?
Perception.
13. Nope, sorry, 12.
You said leave the heirlooms?
You can tell there's at least 4.
Yeah, the thing that we came for. He wants us to leave it behind.
Oh, you mean the box?
Are they standing near each other? You said they're kind of blocking the.
Are they in fireball
Egress.
formation?
They're kind of all around.
Okay. Well.
Are they?
I don't actually have
line?
pockets, but I'm carrying this entire chest, so if I can keep that, I'm cool.
We could let's just fight our way out.
I mean,
I'm ready to fight.
Then so be it. I would like everybody to roll initiative, please.
hell.
Hell yeah.
10 for me.
All right.
Oh, no. I rolled a 2 on the die.
Oh no.
15 for Sai.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. Science at a 15. Conjura.
10 for me.
Ali Kazam.
17.
Wagon Blast.
4.
Good lord.
I'm this many.
If I had rolled 1 better, I could have just re-rolled, or 1 worse, I could have just re-rolled it because I'm a halfling. But no, you roll a 2.
All right. And the first of the individuals, a robed individual, they step forth carrying a sickle and run up to Sai, you ran out first and were most eager to fight, so they were running up to you. And they will try to attack you.
Okay.
And I'm assuming a 7 will not hit.
Surprisingly, no.
And the next would be another one of these robed individuals, also with a sickle. They're going to attack Wagon Blast.
Do it.
14.
AC is 15 right now.
All right, they miss.
Bink, bink, bink.
And then we have
Dings off of my mage armor.
And then we have the third of those going after our Alakazam. I assume a 9 does not hit.
9 misses wildly.
And lastly, we have the other one going at our illusionist. Will a 13 hit?
13 hits. See, I knew. Like, you missed all 3 of you guys. I was the one that was going to get it in the chin. Like,
That's what we need 4.
Yeah, that's why we need 4 wizards. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you take 4 points of slashing damage and 1 necrotic damage.
Okay, so actually, as a okay, sure.
All right. Alakazam, you are up.
So all 4 of these ran up on us and are now
In melee.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's 4 and the guy with the white beard kind of not in melee with us.
And you get the sense that there are others, but they're hard to see because despite the fact that things are lit, it has been kind of there are shadows, heavy shadows,
Great.
and there are a lot of pillars. There's plenty of cover, that type of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Misty Step
Okay.
as my it's one of my Elven lineage spells. So I can cast Misty Step once per long rest, as you know, as a Elven trait.
Without a spell slot.
Right. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to pop just 30 feet away, just kind of like away from the melee.
Yep.
And then I'm going to point at the fella that hurt. I'm sorry, Josh. What was your character's name?
Conjura Majora.
Conjura. My good friend CM, and I'm going to point at them and say, "Ding dong," and they have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, they may have had to, but they did not.
And so they would take 6 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh, that is awful. They are quite damaged. You see, you see them writhe in pain. The hood of one of these individuals comes off, and it is just a man. But you can see like that necrotic creep that's in the veins crawling up his face as his flesh actually withers, and he writhes in pain.
He's just a man. He can bleed like the rest of us. And that's my turn.
Excellent. And with that, a large claw forms in the midst of your party and will attack one of you. I have you, Michael, Sergio, Mike, and Josh in order. So 1 through 4. We're going to roll a d4 to see.
I mean, is it like
actually, Sergio? You would not be involved because you had backed away from the group.
I'm a coward.
And in that case, I would say the extra one will go towards the giant wizard.
That makes sense to me.
And so the giant wizard it is. And
she's that Oliver.
Let's see. Basically, this giant talon claws at you, Michael or Sai, and it. Let me see. What's my attack roll? It looks like it is my spellcasting die, which is going to be 17.
To hit or 17 damage?
17 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
And it's going to be D8 plus 4.
Damn.
You take 6 points of force damage from this spiritual weapon.
Okay, so I'm going to activate one of my ancestry traits, Stone's Endurance, because my Goliath form is from Stone Giant. So up to 3 times per long rest, I get to roll a d12, add 3, and that's how much I subtract from this damage.
Okay.
So I actually take 0 damage.
Excellent.
And then
fantastic.
In my head, I step slightly to the side because I saw that coming.
I mean, Stone's endurance, I would think you just kind of like bristle against it a little bit, right?
No.
Like, yeah, fine.
He sidestepped it.
That's right. I'm mixing my metaphors.
Fine.
Like the shifting rocks of a landslide.
That's right. This is all playing out exactly to plan.
I like it.
And the landslide bring me down.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Stevie. That was shameful. And after him, it would be Sai.
All right. So the dude with the white hair seems to be the one in charge, right?
That is not the one who was speaking. That is not the one who cast the spiritual weapon, but he seems to be the biggest threat in the immediate area.
All right. I am going to target him with an upcasted witch bolt. So 3rd level witch bolt. So first I will make my attack roll.
Which boat would be nice?
And that would be a 21 total to hit.
That's kind of going to hit.
All right. So I get to roll 4d12 for this damage. D12s are the best die.
Naturally.
Kind of hit the averages there on damage, though. 19 points of damage.
All right. Now, Witch Bolt, in 2024, does that still allow you to maintain it round after round?
Yes.
Okay. You strike this creature who looks at you quite directly and with venom in his glance. And after Sai, it is Conjura.
Cool. So I've got a dude in my grill, right? Is basically the issue that I'm dealing with right now.
That's the technical term for
Technical
it.
term.
I believe
Yeah,
that's
okay.
on page 298 of the new player's handbook.
Yep. All right.
Subsection 4.
Like combat dude in your grill.
Dude in my grill. Was that in the new DMG? In the encounter billing, how to get dudes in one grill?
Yeah.
Okay. As much as I don't like that situation, there's not an awful lot that I can do about that. I can, however, the guy that was monologuing at the beginning there, is he within 90 feet of me?
I will give you, as a free action, a perception to see where that was coming from. That individual has not been in direct sight.
I like it. That's a 6. So
yeah, you have no idea where that individual is. You're assuming they're behind a pillar somewhere.
Yep.
So they're peeking out and seeing what's going on. So it's not like they can. They're not clairvoyant.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
What about the guy with the white beard? Is he within 90 feet of me?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. That's really all that I needed to know. So I am going to use one of my special abilities, which allows me to cast Summon Beast without using a spell slot. So I'm going to go ahead and summon a Spectral Beast in his shorts. It's going to be literally right in front of him. I am choosing land. So it's basically, this is going to be like a... It's a beast. It will attack him immediately after my turn, and it will continue to go on my turn until it's done. But that will take up my action to cast that. So I'm not going to worry about the dude in front of me right now. However, immediately after my turn, this beast gets to go. So it will attack the guy with the white beard.
Okay.
So it will use its rend attack, which half the spell's level round was a second level. Okay, yeah, so it only gets one attack. That's fine. So it's +5 to hit. That's a natural 20.
Please, critical damage. I will still maintain that with your damage, any of the rolled dice counted as max die, then roll the regular to add to it.
Cool. Okay, excellent. So that means that the damage starts at 14 plus 7, so 21 points of damage. That is piercing damage.
Okay.
And that is my turn. And that beast is still there.
Excellent.
I have to maintain concentration on it, but otherwise it sticks around for like an hour.
All right. So, from behind pillars, two other cloaked individuals. They look a bit different than the four that got in your face, and they stay at a distance. One of them reaches out and says, Blakastan, and fires a bolt of magical energy at one of the four of you. They are at range, so everybody's up to catch these blasts. And that's. I am so sorry. Sai, they're coming at you.
Makes sense. I am the biggest threat, like physically.
Physically,
So,
yeah.
And he honestly could not have rolled worse without fumbling. So that is a miss.
Let's go.
And let's see. Yeah. And I apologize. I said there was two and there was not. There's only one of these ones. It is then on to the white-haired individual.
who currently has a mongoose in his pants and a witch bolt connected to his brain.
Yep.
Well, when the basement's flooded, it's...
Yeah. And let's see. And as he reaches a gnarled hand, he says, I, Volrath the Unyielding, will cleanse you of all your worries. And
that's cool. I've had some anxiety recently, so
yeah, that sounds great. Honestly,
actually,
what do you use? Like
charge by the hour?
Yeah, it's like chiropractic.
Better help? Do I need
This
to like
DBT, CBT?
You take my insurance?
Like,
well, let's see, Sai, because I love rolling ones on D4s, apparently. That is going to be a 13.
to hit? Well, yes.
And that will be 12 points of force damage.
All right. I'm going to activate my power again to see if I can reduce that. I reduced it by 11. So I take 1 point of damage, but I do still have to make a concentration saving throw to maintain the witch bolt, right?
Yes.
All right. I do have advantage on that because Warcaster is one of my feat selections.
It's only against the damage you took, not against the potential damage, right?
Right. So I took 1 point of damage, but I don't know how. So I just got to make.
You just have to beat it 10.
Okay. Yes. With the advantage, I easily did that.
Okay. With that, Volrath moves to step behind a pillar. He will not get full cover. You will know where he is. He's not hiding. Doesn't have those kinds of levels.
But he gets an attack opportunity, though.
He wasn't in any, but
mongoose.
No, he had the mongoose.
Dang it!
In his pants.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
It didn't attack, so he didn't notice.
Yeah, it did. It attacked him last turn.
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
it did 21 points of damage.
Yeah, that's right. It did. All right. You get your attack.
That is an 11 to hit, which I suspect is not going to.
I do not believe so. No, it will not.
Let me double check. I think the 2-hit bonus spell attack modifier, which my spell attack modifier is 5. Yep, so it's an 11. Yeah, okay. Fine. Okay. I'll let him go.
All right. So he is backed off and part behind a pillar with your mongoose creature kind of in front of him. All right, and that is Silly Wagon Blast.
Excellent. So there are still 4 guys like immediately around us, right? Even though one of us is okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Fireball centered on myself. And I'm going to sculpt spell around me and my 3 friends so that we automatically succeed and take no damage.
Okay.
And they need
just for the sake of doing so, because we're playing Theater of Mind and we don't have maps and minis where we can directly see, those 4 will definitely be in it. the ones that stayed
Okay.
at range, I will make their
No,
saves.
I'm
I'll
only
make-
worried.
Yeah, I'll make their
Sorry,
saves
go
at
ahead.
disadvantage because there's a
Oh.
possibility that they were within. So their saves will be at disadvantage because they may or may not have been there. Just kind of
Okay.
give them a shout out. Did I do that right?
You mean
No.
at advantage?
At advantage. Because
Okay.
they were
I
on
mean, the dude
outside.
said disadvantage. Who's to argue? Right?
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna,
right.
but
Josh's head not
they just need to make it.
all the arguing.
Yep.
They just need to beat a.
He's always right.
They need to beat a 15 reflex. Sorry, dexterity saving throw. I've been playing too much Pathfinder.
That is impossible, good sir.
I played that recently, and I'm going to say I don't know about too much, but let's see.
I've been playing a lot of Pathfinder.
Okay.
And I have to do math now. So let's see.
So the cultists rolled a 13, so they fail.
16, 19, 20, 25 fire damage.
Okay. That wiped all the cultists.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Yep. Reset the game board so that we can lightning bolt this dude from afar.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
I just hold up my hands. I do the Elmo meme where I hold up my hands.
all right.
Perfect.
And let's see here. Let's see. As far
and I'll step back at the end of my turn. I'll kind of run 25 feet away. Oh, speed's 30 feet. That's new. Okay.
The mage did save with a dirty 20. And Volra.
So he'll still take half, so 12, I guess.
Okay. And Volrath. Will save with an 18, so he'll take 12 as well.
Yep.
All right.
And he's got to concentrate on that spiritual weapon, too.
And
Sucks for him.
12 damage, so that's going to be just a 10.
Yeah, it's just 10. Yeah.
And that's a concentration check?
Yeah.
15.
Okay, so yeah, I guess he maintains his spell.
All right. All our cultists are dead. We are in the top of round 2, by the way. Ali Kazam.
How far is this bearded fella from me now?
The one that was talking, or the white-haired one?
The white-haired one.
Not far. Probably about, I would say just about 25 feet from you.
Okay, and then the one that was talking, do we have eyes on him yet?
I will let you make that free perception check to see if you can see where he's at.
Where are you, sneaky butt? 12.
Let's see.
Where are you, sneaky butt?
I mean, really, if we kill all of his friends in like 10 seconds, I can imagine.
And you rolled 12, is that correct?
Did.
And you missed his roll. Sorry.
Okay. So what I am going to do, so the fellow with the white hair, I see him, right?
Yes.
He's about 25 feet away.
Yes.
And so I am going to throw my staff on the floor 10 feet in front of me.
Ooh.
And my staff of the python becomes a giant constrictor snake.
Yeah.
The snake is under my control, shares my initiative count. That was my magic action, so I'm not gonna move. But the snake takes its turn immediately after mine.
Okay.
And so it's going to slither toward the white fella, to the white-haired fella, and it's going to attack.
All right.
With its constrict attacked.
All right.
That is a nat 20.
Well, good Lord.
This has been an insane number of 20s this game.
This is the first one I've
There have
rolled.
been a lot of crits.
Yeah, they're
So
also
what's
critting fools.
how do you do how we doing crits here?
Your roll damage is maxed, and then you would roll just roll your regular and add it to your max is basically what you would do.
Okay. So that's 13. That's a 2d8 plus 4. So 16 plus 13.
Yes.
So 29, 33. Bludgeoning damage.
Jeez.
And then he is also grappled.
Can you read
The
for
look
the
on
audience?
Dominica's face just is like, ooh.
Can you read for the audience the definition of grappled, please?
So when a character is grappled, the grapple condition is they. There we go. I'm looking up the. Can I click on this? What's going on here?
If I was smart, I would have had my GM screen at my desk instead of on my bookshelf, which is very far away.
It just says it has a grappled condition. What does that mean?
Give me 1 second.
Well, in this situation, it means he's FUCT'd.
Yeah, I would concur with that statement. He's getting.
Yeah.
I was fine right up until about now, but we'll see how this.
Okay, here we go. It's right above it. I just have to scroll up. So when a character is grappled, their speed is 0 and can't increase. Their attacks are affected. They have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler. So it would have a regular attack against the snake, disadvantage on anyone else. And the grappler can drag or carry the grapplee when it moves. But every foot of movement costs 1 extra foot.
Okay. All right. And anything else from you or your snake?
Well, like I said, that is I use my action to throw my staff. I didn't want to move. Snake attacked, so I'm good.
All right. It is up to the one heretofore who has remained in hiding. They will use the spiritual weapon, to attack one of the 3 that are in range. Silly.
Bring it on.
And they will miss. All right. And,
I just duck out of the way of that claw.
And once again, steps behind another pillar. You can all see where he went, but again, he's going to have partial cover on any ranged attack. So now you know where he is. And let's see. That brings us to Sly. Or Sly.
Right. I'm going to use my bonus action to Witch Bolt. So D12 damage coming at him.
Yep.
That would be 11.
Okay.
And how's he looking about now?
Ragged.
Ragged, huh? Okay, so that was my bonus action to do that. Now, if I try to cast a spell now, that still will cause the Witch Bolt to go away. But I get to do the bonus first, right?
Yep.
Only if it's concentration, right?
Yeah, but I didn't think I could cast another spell.
It is concentration.
No, I mean only if the second spell is concentration.
Oh,
won't.
okay.
Yeah, you can cast spells while you're maintaining concentration. You just can't cast a concentration spell while you're maintaining concentration.
Okay.
Without it going away. Without the first one going away.
All right. Good to know. All right. Then I will cast Scorching Ray as a second level spell at the same dude who's currently grappled and just standing around like a doofus.
Yeah.
And that is a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. And that will be 6 damage total.
He is badly injured.
Wanted him dead. Oh!
As your scorching ray, you see like clothing is burned, and you see that this individual was not really quite alive to begin with. You can see the pallid nature of its skin, but it's not undead exactly-ish either. It's kind of somewhere in between.
He's still slightly alive.
Yeah.
Not there yet.
He's only mostly dead.
Yeah. Right. He still has his liver donuts card. And that brings us to Conjure.
Fantastic. So we can see the dude with the gray beard, but not the other dude at this point, right?
Gray hair, yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So what I'm going to do then is I am on my turn. I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb, but I'm going to cast it as a 3rd level spell, which when it does damage will do 5d8. I'm choosing, since he's mostly undead, I'm going to choose Fire as my orb. So it starts with a spell attack at the gray hair dude. That's a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need some d8s here. Hold on. There's 2. I need 5 of them. And this is important because if I roll the same number on any of them, then I can pass my orb to another dude.
Best improvement of chromatic or best improvement of a spell is for chromatic orb. Yeah,
all right. So it's an 8, a 2,
that's
a 6,
gonna enter my repertoire for certain.
Okay, cool. So to that dude, I'm gonna do 18 points of damage, and the orb moves. Can the orb see the other guy? Or actually, we know where he went. We know what pillar he ducked behind, right?
Yeah,
fantastic. Then I get an attack roll against him. That's a 19 to hit him.
A 19 will hit.
Okay, and so if I roll the same number, was he within 30 feet of the guy with the gray hair?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yep. Make an attack roll and make a new damage roll. Okay, cool. I roll the damage again. So what's that? 5, 8, 16, 23 points of damage on him. Also fire, and then the orb fizzles.
All right. You hear the screams of pain. With 23, that means he would have to roll a 12 on the concentration, correct?
Yep, correct.
$16.
Okay, cool. Can my spectral beast? Actually, I know where the other guy is now, right? I don't have to worry about and the guy with the gray hair is getting his lunch money taken. So my spectral beast is going to go attack the other guy also.
Okay.
That's a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
That will hit. So where did my dude go? What's his damage? His damage is D8 plus 4, plus it was a second level spell. So that is 11, 13. So he gets another 13 points of piercing damage, and he needs to go ahead and make another concentration check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. No, there you go. That's fine. He can concentrate all he wants. He's also getting his lunch money taken. So that's my turn.
All right. The mage turns
And runs.
Good dragon.
Right.
and fires his blast at Conjura.
Yeah, no, that's legit. That's legit. I just beat him about the head and face. So.
That's a 22.
That'll hit. Yeah.
And
You know what? I'm feeling saucy, and I feel like this is almost done. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and hit luck and make him reroll that.
I had already rolled the damage, which is a 16, but I will re-roll it to hit. 18.
That'll still hit.
So you take 16 points of damage, force damage.
Oof.
And if you have anything you're concentrating on, you would need to roll that.
I do.
Save.
I need a. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I will fail, so my spectral beast goes away.
Excellent.
Oh, but I have inspiration, so I'm going to reroll that.
Less than excellent.
And that's success. That's a 12. So
All
never
right.
mind.
All
It looks
right.
for a second like the beast is going to go away, and then I rally myself together, and it stays. Sorry about
Sounds good. All right. And let's see. That would be the mage's turn. And the one with the white hair, as you're looking at him, ragged flesh is torn up. It's melting. And you notice that its flesh begins to knit itself back together.
Excuse me?
Oh, we don't like that.
Denied.
He then looks at Josh. You cast the orb, so he's looking at you, and he looks at you and stares at you and says, "From hell I came, and from hell I will meet you again." Please make a wisdom save.
Huh?
I think you just asked him on a date.
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted, Josh.
That's an 11, which I suspect will fail.
It absolutely does. You now have the frightened condition.
Did he cast a
can
spell at me?
No, he used his action, which is Vengeful Glare. It is not a spell. It is his natural ability. Then
I'll burn my electrate and reroll. Can I only do that one per turn? I think I can only do that once per turn.
You already did that. You already did luck.
I know.
Your inspiration.
You have 3 points.
I do have 3 points, but can I spend 2 luck points in the same round?
I don't know.
I don't see why not. It doesn't say.
Unless it says otherwise. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I imagine you could.
All right, well, then I'm going to go ahead and reroll that saving throw.
Okay.
I rolled the same number, so I still failed.
Okay. Let's see.
So I'm frightened, you said?
You have the frightened condition. You can re-roll that save at the end of each of its turns.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, hang on. Let me read that again. And repeat the save at the end of each of its turns. No, the targets are so at the end of each of your turns. You can repeat the save. After 1 minute, Uh, After 1 minute, you would succeed automatically, so it lasts a minute.
Sure.
And if it gets its vow of revenge ability on you while you're frightened, that is an you will then have the paralyzed condition.
Cool. All right. I dig it. All right. So I'm scared of the dude. Okay. Now, here's the question. So I know attacks that I would make against him have disadvantage. What about attacks that my spirit beast makes?
I would say no, but let's also see what happens because its vow of revenge is a bonus action, which it's now going to do.
I see.
So it automatically causes you to be paralyzed. You are cursed.
So I don't get a hold on. I don't get a saving throw because I'm frightened. I'm now automatically.
If he hits you on the frightened, his bonus action then has no save. You would have had a save if he hadn't hit you with the frightened.
Okay.
With this particular curse, he can curse any creature within 30 feet of himself. He knows the distance and direction of the cursed target, even if it is on a different plane of existence. The curse ends on that target if the Revenant uses this action on a different creature. So you're cursed until he chooses to curse somebody else.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Cool. So I'm frightened and paralyzed.
Correct.
All right.
You all see your friend go and stop moving.
Yeah.
And he's still grappled, right? By my snake?
Yes.
Okay.
He has not done anything to the snake. He went after the person who used the chromatic orb and tried to cook him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's legit. I mean, yeah.
And silly.
Well, I don't like that he just paralyzed my friend, so I'm going to cast. I don't know the spell very well, so I'm going to cast Sinlock's Snowball Swarm centered around this guy. So a flurry of magical snowballs erupts from a point you choose within range. Each creature in a 5-foot radius sphere centered on that point makes a dexterity saving throw. And I'll upcast it to 3rd level, so it's going to be 4d6.
Oh, and he's grappled. He can't succeed on dexterity saving throws.
Yeah, and will that also will that also hit the snake?
Yeah, I will sculpt spell so that it does not.
Damn it!
Make sure you don't hit the beast either, please.
Yeah, if they're both right in front of him, then I'll sculpt spell. I can do up to 4 creatures automatically succeeding. So neither of them will get hurt.
Okay.
Rolled kind of mid damage though, so 3, 6, 7, 8. Takes 9 points of cold damage.
Oh, actually, and I stand corrected. Grappled in 2024 says nothing about not being able to succeed on dexterity saves. So he gets to save.
So he still gets to save. Yeah, he can still save.
Yep. It doesn't say anything about it.
He can still save.
Does it offer a secondary condition, or is it just straight you're only grappled?
Says when you have the grappled condition, you experience the following effects. Your speed is 0. You have disadvantage on attack rolls against any target other than the grappler, and you can be moved by the grappler. That's all that it says.
Cool. All right. So
he gets a save.
So he does get a save in that case, and that is a dexterity save. Is that correct?
Yes. And I'll just say, chill out, guy.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
So he'll take 4 cold damage, I guess. Should have fireballed him. It's fine.
All right. You see him. You see the snowballs pepper him, and you see little bits of flesh fall off. You're next, little one.
Bring it on, big guy.
Big dude.
And we are at the top of round 3. All those guys are dead, so we are at Alakazam.
Okay, so when I rolled for my giant constrictor snake, I accidentally used a 2014 rule set.
Oh.
2024 constrict is it's a saving throw attack, not a D20 attack.
Okay.
And it also has a multi attack. It has a bite and constrict.
Okay.
And so I'm going to roll first as Ale, and I'm going to say, I'm getting real tired of this. And I'm going to cast Magic Missile at 3rd level. So I am doing 5d4.
Blink, 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 blink.
So I'm going to do that digitally. So is that 5d4 plus 1, or is that 5? Is that just the plus 1 just the one time? Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
All right, so that's
Why am I not unmuting? It is +1 for each missile.
for each missile.
Excellent.
Yeah, because each missile can hit a different target.
So that's 15 points of force damage.
Before you roll any further, as these poniards of force strike the revenant, he falls, and he is in his undying/dying gaze. He stares into the soul of Conjura. In your dreams, I will haunt thee. And he is literally blown apart, and the constrictor constricts around much of nothing as it crumbles to the ground.
So I was like, well, I don't know about Conjura, but that thing's dead. Go, snake, go! And I point, and I
choose you.
And I can see where the voice guy
Go,
is, right?
Arbok.
We know where the voice guy is.
Yep.
All right, so the snake is he within movement range of the snake? So
Yes.
snake slithers over there. We'll do his multi attack. That's a 1 bite attack.
Okay.
24
That'll hit.
for 14 points of damage. And it's going to try to constrict this feller. Strength saving throw of.
Before you try to constrict,
Okay.
as it lunges out to bite, it grabs hold of the meat of his thigh and pierces the femoral artery. And as this individual exsanguinates, he simply says, "Whispering blight, avenge me," and collapses in pallor on the floor.
Dun 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 dun.
We gotta hurry. We gotta get out of here.
Yeah, let's somebody pick up our paralyzed friend and let's
There
go.
is still one individual left.
Oh, is there still one? Oh, I thought we had
All right.
killed him. Okay.
We'll tell him to grab the other guy because
Yeah, let's just do a face down on this. Oh wait, that's a different.
Anything else from your snake?
Nope. That's it. I mean, it attacked. It could constrict. That's it for me as well.
Sai, you are up.
so I'm going to look at the guy and say, you got 2 choices. You're going to take the first one and go grab our buddy, right? And then see how he responds.
All right, I would call that the influence action.
I will give you an intimidate roll.
Okay. I will use my second portent and make that a 19 plus 1. So that's a dirty 20.
Heck yeah.
I knew we were coming home with a new friend.
I need somebody to look at D&D Beyond and see the natty 20 I just rolled, baby.
Oh.
Sergio, can you confirm for the listening audience?
Hang on, I got it as well.
Yeah.
Game log. Oh, all I'm seeing is Ollie's.
Oh, you know what? You can't see it because I was rolling for myself, so you couldn't see it. At any rate, I have it.
We'll believe you this time.
Yeah,
Sure.
This time.
Yeah.
Maybe. Just this once. He is not intimidated. He quakes a little in his boots, but not thoroughly intimidated.
All right. Well, then we're going to witch bolt him instead.
And time-stamped. I put it in the Discord chat. Because that was a very timely roll.
That is a 22 to hit with a upcasted witch bolt.
That is not good for me. Okay, please roll.
That is 30 points of damage.
Good Lord.
Yikes.
He just threw a toaster in his bathtub.
Hello. Now it's a party. He doesn't rightly know what to do with that information. Anything else you're doing, Sai?
So I will just start walking toward him, and then that's it. So I'm dragging the chest with me as we're getting closer to him.
Okay. The beauty is nobody had gotten in melee with this individual. Everybody was in melee with other individuals, so he can escape without invoking an attack of opportunity. He is going to...
How far away from my beast is he?
He's like 10 feet.
Okay.
He is going to take his normal move and then going to cast Thunderwave. And let's see here.
You've been thunderstruck.
And everybody, so
I'm assuming that
basically you're because you were all kind of converging toward in an area. I would say, I would give you. Allie is totally not in the way. You were paralyzed. You're not now because that guy died. Obviously,
that was what I was asking. Yeah,
but you were still in that one spot. This is going to be a Constitution saving throw.
no, it's not. Counterspell.
Okay. This is a counterspell. What is? That's an automatic on a first level spell.
I attempt to interrupt a creature in the process of casting a spell. The creature makes a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the spell dissipates with no effect, and the action, bonus action, or reaction used to cast it is wasted. If that spell was cast with a spell slot, the slot isn't expended. So he needs to make a saving throw against my save DC, I'm assuming, of 13.
Wasted. He claps his hand as he was running 30 feet away and wishes his dumb posterior had simply ran.
Had simply accepted the offer.
and ran 60 feet instead. As he's running, he cries out, "Ebonmaw, save me! Hear my pleas! They take what is rightfully yours." And we are at the top of round 4. No, I'm sorry, Silly, you're up.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, that was a reaction.
Oh,
Right,
I'm sorry, Conjurer, you're up.
Yep. All right. So this dude's still running. Like he still won't bend the knee. All
He's
right.
not bending the knee. Well, he's bending
right.
the knee in the run. But,
All right.
No,
all right.
come here. Come place.
If for fun, then I'm going to try to shoot him with my ensorcelled short bow. Then.
Okay.
No. Come here.
I'm going to burn my last luck point to re-roll that. That's a modified 18.
That's going to hit.
Okay, so it is d6 minus 1 for 1 point of damage.
Sweet.
But it also hits him with Ray of Sickness.
Not so sweet.
Yeah, so that'll be 2d8 poison damage.
It was a jagged little pill, if you will.
12 points of
Kind of ironic.
12 points of poison damage.
Thank you for bringing that home, Michael. Thank you.
Yep.
How many points of damage?
12 points of poison damage.
Your ensorcelled arrow strikes him, and he falls down with an arrow in his back. And that is.
Well, it's a good thing you got him. I was about to lightning bolt.
He used to
him,
guard tombs, but then he took an arrow to the knee.
Please.
Hey. All right, can we get out of here?
Yes. Yes, please. Let's go.
So you have burnt a little bit of time. You have the bodies of these individuals. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I say we just go.
We've got what we came for.
I'm gonna the mages there. I want to loot their bodies and see if they have like any like interesting spell components or amulets or rings or spell books.
The sickle jabronis. We don't need to worry about them.
So one of my abilities as a Goliath is I can increase my size, which increases my strength and my speed. So I'm going to do that and then just grab all these dudes by like the hem of their cloaks and just drag them behind me like a bushel of something, and we'll worry about what they got on them later.
Excellent.
Yeah, we don't have time to mess around.
You guys exit the temple.
Like riding my beast. Like.
It is dark, so you're able to get back to your extraction point. You get through the tunnels. You meet the outriders who have your horses and such ready to go. They look like they've had some engagements, minor or what have you, but they're ready to go. They seem shocked that, as the bigger one of them says, with the exception of that one, the rest of you scrawnies did all that.
I come in like riding.
Didn't even get hurt.
I come in actually riding on my snake.
They back
Look
off
like a surfboard.
Yeah, I come in surfing on my
on it,
snake.
Yeah.
Hang 10, outriders.
I'm like on like a spectral boar. Like it's like. So.
Is it Johnny Utah?
Right, exactly.
They're pretty impressed. You have what you came for. They will get you back to town, and you are able to deliver the box to Lord Dutton, who thanks you and gives you anything that you found while you were there. He does ask if there's any personal family items, which there were some things there that you give that, but basically he's fine with anything else you found.
Certainly not a gigantic emerald.
Definitely didn't find a pearl of power and a spell book and an emerald.
No, just the box. That's how we found it.
Yep. And some dead guys. There's some dead guys too. You should probably know.
Yeah, but they were dead when we got there.
Those dudes, I don't know. They were dead when we got there.
Yeah, I think they were doing some they had like a cult thing, and they were just like,
And that is the end of the scenario that we have at this time. So,
done.
So I wasn't sure how that was going to go because with mages, unlike other classes, you could put different things there, but like mages are very swingy, right? They're going to hit for a lot, but they can't take a ton of hits. So when I was looking at how to construct this, and I really wanted to play into the mage's kind of intelligence that screamed to me puzzles, so I kind of developed a puzzle, which was kind of cool to see how you guys did that.
Yeah.
And then basically you were up against a small cult group.
Yeah.
That was there. I did have a backup, which is if you had been able to ace them very quickly, because there was always the possibility that everybody took fireball. So if that were a backup, there was a series of golems that would come up that could have been dealt with. So that busted sarcophagus, that was my narrative lead in to I have a flesh golem here if you guys mess around, because I also figured if y'all didn't take fireball, many of you would have taken lightning bolt or lightning things. And in our episode where we talked about how clay golems, you give them acid, they heal. Flesh golems, you give them lightning and they heal. So I basically had that set up as a hedge against lightning bolt.
Yep. I like it. So you said that at one point when I rolled my check and said I understand people, you said that was especially prescient. What was going on with that?
Well, it was basically that people were involved.
Oh yeah.
I didn't think insight would work for beasts.
Yep.
So I wasn't going to allow that, but because you specifically said people and there were people involved, I changed my mind and said that would track. Because if I later on gave you people, knowing what you said, that would have been a bit unfair. So I altered kind of my thought about that. And I thought that was kind of neat. And I wanted to call it out because, just a little tip for players and GMs. Sometimes thinking outside of the box, something that we do naturally on the show, and all of us have done in games we've played. Sergio did it with and has done it several times with adventures he's run. It is very easy to get pigeonholed into everything has only one path to success, one type of skill check. That's why I tend to ask, what's your approach? That is something that I'm very consistent about. So if you tell me an approach and it makes sense narratively, I'm going to give you the ability to roll that. And it worked.
Yeah. Very nice. Well, I know we normally try to go ahead and do a scenario wrap up here, but boy, this one ran for a while. I really liked the puzzle at the beginning. That was a lot of fun. Good job on that front, and that Revenant was no joke. That was crazy. So
yeah, the Revenant was a thing.
Is that the new 2024 version? Is that?
Everything I did was 2024.
Yeah, because that secondary power didn't exist in the 2014. I looked it up, and so that's nasty. If you succeed to basically be able to jump from a failed saving throw to frighten them to then also imply a second condition without anything, like that takes me out. Of combat in its entirety. Like, had
he not been so weakened by the other shots earlier, you were removed from the fight.
Yep. Cool. Well, that's the March Class Warfare Wizards. Thank you very much, Lee and Nico, for the scenario. Next month, April, Mike Daniel, we see you once again for Paladins. So that'll be fun.
Paladins up next. Okay.
Yeah. So I
gotta get to writing something.
Yeah, Michael.
By
Michael
the
Ross,
power of Greystone.
We'll see you with Oath of the Ancients, Lewanika, Path of Vengeance, Sergio, Oath of Devotion, and I will be Oath of Glory. So that'll be an interesting one. There's a lot of meat on that hoof in that one with those four subclasses.
That's an actual phrase.
Josh uses it all the time. So
I do. You ever heard that?
There's a lot of meat on that hoof.
Yeah.
I will say Sergio is from Texas.
Yeah. I think he said hook, like fishing.
No,
he said hoof.
Hoof?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I watch a lot of hoof GP. There ain't no meat on a hoof.
It's okay. There's a lot of meat above the hoof. Does that make more sense? Is that appease you?
You know what? I'm in a good mood.
Also not.
My abs are absolutely kicked butt.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you.
The snake was good.
The snake was great.
The snake stick.
Snake stick was good.
Well done.
That was clutch for sure.
And just like like I said, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, like I built it as a type. Abjurators are supposed to be buffs, nerfs, kind of like support rules. And I mean, with this guy running away, I had web all ready to go to stop him. And so like, and a lot of times, especially with spellcasters, when I'm running them, I'm not sure what I want to do next. And so when it comes to my turn, I'm like, like with this though, I kind of already knew, like based on what was going on, like I had at least an idea what I was going to do or a backup. And so like, I mean, I'm a huge, of my subclass personally, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah. I tried to make a tank. Like that was basically my goal for mine, is to have damage reduction. I had high
that was huge
hit points and con, and then I had those portents. I was going to use them for defense, like make them miss, but then I rolled well enough that they became hits instead. But that was the initial plan: is I'll be the biggest thing, and everything else will get killed, but I'll take the damage. But I thought it was really cool. I like the way it played.
Those were both huge. Your damage reduction was huge, and the ability to go ahead and pull that 19 out at the very end there.
Yeah, was that 19 was clutch.
That was a killer. That was a killer. Yeah. So, yeah.
Very well done,
we
guys.
Scan Goliath King.
I like it.
We've had a Goliath in every single class warfare.
I mean,
it's
a great species.
It's a great species. It really is.
I'd not played one since 4th edition, so I was kind of excited. And I love doing cross like class, like a Goliath wizard. I just think that's a fun concept.
That's a fun concept.
So. Oh, neat thing. Had you guys lit the center brazier, it would have sealed the entire lower level, and you would have been down to 20 rounds of air before you had to get out.
Ooh.
Before you died. Y'all could have died in there. That was the thing with lighting that.
Yeah.
But you made some very clutch investigative rolls up top.
Yeah.
I mean, I and we talked about this, 3 years now ago when we were talking about traps and stuff. We did that episode, Mike, where I'm like, I love traps, but if it's not I hate gotcha traps. Like, how would I have ever known that? So I felt it was very important to give you guys the ability to investigate, the ability to see things. There were ways to know what you couldn't do. And I had some backup rolls I would have thrown out if you totally missed stuff, and that never became necessary with this crew. So
nice.
What was up with the owlbear cubs?
That was a send up to the very first class warfare where all the wizards in that adventure got eaten by an owlbear.
Okay. Because I kept thinking like there's going to be an owlbear, and then there wasn't. I was like, that was weird.
Yeah. So the other thing is, it was totally an illusion. The snake was one of the mages shapeshifted to look like a snake and was tracking you. And whenever you saw him, he made the illusion of going after an owlbear. And again, narratively, I want to make sure you have the ability to get a chance to figure something out, which is why it was the exact same thing the second time. It was actually around you the entire adventure. Y'all have terrible perceptions.
Oh, yeah.
And he didn't. So you only saw him if something directly happened weird. Like if you disturbed the area he was in, then you saw him, which is why it only happened twice. And he did the exact same thing every time. But he was going to do it 3-4 times. And eventually somebody would have had to have said, okay, I need to detect magic. What's off about this? Which I also thought was weird. Nobody ever did detect magic, which has a very long period of time. Which means that when you saw him, if you had done it and didn't see him, you didn't know there was something up.
I did have it, but I was wary of using a first level spell slot so early. Yeah.
I still have so many slots left.
I mean, I literally have.
I got to blow things up.
I only used one spell.
I used two. I used on augury spells.
But I did consider attacking the snake. Just like don't eat that owlbear.
So,
awesome.
All right, friends. I say we call this night.
Fun.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, everybody out there, for listening. Hope you enjoyed this class warfare. Like I said, we'll be seeing you again next month with Mike Daniel running Paladins, so that'll be a good time.
Shout out your bona fides, folks. Let's give Sergio light us up, my friend.
D&D Lorecast, the Dungeons and Dragons Lorecast. Everywhere on social media is D&D Lorecast. We've got a Discord. We've got a Patreon. We're not hard to find. We're always yapping about D&D. We're not quiet about it. We're actually pretty obnoxious about it. We love D&D. We love all tabletop role-playing games. If I don't buy myself new clothes, I buy myself new rule books.
I
Love it.
I like it. So.
Sublime.
This is why I have this 20-year-old Sublime shirt.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Daniel, how about you, sir?
Yeah, I'm Mike Daniel. You can find me on social everywhere, still under the 19 Hits the Dragon handle on Threads and Insta and Blue Sky. And you can also find our shop on Ko-fi, however you say it, ko-fi.com/19 Hits the Dragon. We have a lot of things, but primarily we're selling dice bags that my spouse knits and some other handmade things that she makes. They're all really great quality, so go check those out. And then if you are interested in having me as your GM, you can go to startplaying.games/GM/Mike_D20 and see the games that I'm running. Right now I have a Spelljammer game, a Monster of the Week game, and a Pathfinder 2nd edition game. All running right now. So check those out if you're interested.
Nice. Awesome. And Mike Ross, Luanika, me. You'll see us every Tuesday, every Friday over here on Tabletop Journeys with all sorts of content like Class Warfare, video content coming out all the time. So please make sure you like, subscribe, check us out. Spotify, YouTube. We're all over them. Love it.
Catch those videos. Make those comments.
Make the comments, please. Tell us what you think. We'd love to go ahead and hear your feedback on this episode also. And, if you have any ideas for Mike running Paladins next month, throw it in the comments and let us know. So, all right.
Yes, please. I have no ideas. Tell me what to do.
Let me know what pun my name should be next month.
I know. Our games are just getting goofier too, which is I'm really looking forward to. When we do what are we doing in December? Oh, a warlock. So that'll be a blast. Like
that'll be a blast. Yeah.
So, no
An Eldritch
blast. Oh, we both got there at the same time.
Hey, everybody.